I'm telling you. Okay. We are green. We are good. We are in the green zone. Hi, Elaine Marolakos Edelson with Astrology Mojo. I want to help you get your mojo back. Hey, happy Monday. It's Monday. Already? Every week. It just keeps coming back. What's happening? What's going on? Come say hello to me. Today we're going to be doing oracle readings in honor of the full moon in Pisces. We're going to talk a little bit about astrology, of course. And just a reminder, if you're new to me and you don't know that I say astrology and the planets, they don't do anything to you, really. The planets are not conscious of their movements. However, they are energies, and we feel all the energies, and every energy that does anything, we feel it, whether it's on or off planet. So they don't do anything to you. However, when the planets make a move, you feel it. When you make a move, the planets reflect that by way of aspects and angles in astrology. So basically, we're looking at astrology telling you what time it is. What time is it? It's now. It's monsoon season, finally. It's a month late, but I think as the Earth is on its new axis, this is going to be the new norm, right? As evidenced by my hair. There's humidity in the air. I was cleaning off my desk. You know, we are in the sun sign of Virgo, which gives us that. No, it doesn't give us. It affords you the opportunity to say, wait a minute. Do I need to get organized? What about all that paperwork on my desk? And this is what I came across. Very funny. I don't know when my kid wrote it, but some doodles that they used to do. Love to do doodles. That's them in the middle. But they wrote this. Was that, again, my kid loves puns. Was that all forged by Sauron? Because it looks precious. All right, this is a Lord of the Rings pun. Here's another one. I think it's so cute. Are you the one ring? Because I've got my eye on you. So cute, right? Okay, so today we're talking about the full moon in Pisces, which is happening on September 1st at 10 degrees. And yeah. The sun and the moon are not planets, so they basically have a different interaction with us because with the sun, it's an integral energy where we are sustained by the heat, the light, photosynthesis, vitamin D. Without the sun, we would freeze and go underground, but without the moon, we would tumble out of orbit and drown in tsunamis. So this relationship that we have with the sun and the moon is a little bit different than the planets. And so with the moon now completing its cycle in Pisces, which it does once a year, every 28 days-ish, the moon moves through a cycle. And the new moon is the beginning of a cycle. That's when it's really auspicious to set something into motion during a new moon because the possibilities are endless. And as the moon builds through its phases, it comes to completion at the fullest, the full moon. And during that time is when you want to finish up something. Now, who isn't always finishing up something? Because, you know, there's a pile, there's a thing, there's a note, there's a memo. Who's not finishing something at some point? But it's not the ideal time to begin something in a full moon. Now, a Pisces moon, the full moon will always happen in the opposite sign of the month that the sun is in. So where the sun is bright, lending light, showing you a focus, the moon casts a shadow underneath the emotional part, the intuitive part, also the financial, because it's all about flow. So if you are a water sign, then this full moon on September 1st, if you're watching this in a replay, this is great information for the next full moon. But in Pisces, it's a little bit different. So in Pisces, if you're a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, then you're going to flow with something a lot faster, perhaps, because of that need to, Scorpio moon is like a rushing river. The Cancer moon energy is more like the deep solitude of privacy. The Pisces full moon is the reminder, and thanks, Dad, who was a double Pisces, came to me this morning and said, remind your people about the power of creativity. And I was like, oh, thank you. Pisces full moon, power of creativity. So you want to tap into what is creative for you, no matter what your sun, rising, or moon sign is. Now, today we're going to do oracle readings. And I did a meditation this morning and, worked with some, who wanted to come play. I have a big, one of those lucite storage things, and I just put all my cards in it. And I just went through them and said, who wants to play today? And so there were 4 decks that popped up. And what was interesting was that in the first deck, 2 cards came out. Completely different vibes. And in the 5th deck, which I'll show you in a few minutes when we start talking about them, there were 2 cards, and I thought, oh, another? It's going to be 6 readings? But we'll get to that. So this is very fascinating. The 5th deck required a clarity card, which was very appropriate. So before we get going on all the cards and choosing your oracle deck, I want you to just take a nice deep breath and remember that anytime there's a full moon, there's an opportunity to complete something. So, my hair is at its end stage. I'm ready for like a haircut and, so I'm at the, that's my completion. I want to start over soon. Oh, and by the way, if you ever want something to last a little bit longer, like a haircut, you have it cut during the week of a full moon because it takes longer to grow out. I've tested this. Isn't that fascinating? Or you get your nails done or something like that. So, but beginning a business, initiating any kind of financial matter or emotional, heart-centered matter, initiating in a full moon is really counterproductive, because what's happening is, you notice, people will say, oh, you're a lunatic, or, you're crazy because of the full moon is gone. Our dog was already up, our little Virgo was already up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So we've all been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. And so we don't fight it. We fight it when we get frustrated and go, I want to get back to sleep. You can't. You have to go with the flow and flow with the go. And that's what a full moon is all about, especially in Pisces. So this is a time of really fostering creativity, completing something that you had started a while ago. And maybe you're feeling like, why isn't it done yet? I've been cleaning this, focused on this, writing this, singing this, emailing this, whatever it is you're doing, you might be thinking, I got to finish it. I got to get this off my desk. It's collecting dust now. And it's bugging me. So, because you want to get to the next thing. So creativity is really going to be at the forefront. Now, Pisces is guided by Neptune, the planet Neptune. And we are looking at, on the downside, it's addiction, it's compulsion, it's idealism like a right wing, fanaticism, fundamentalism, It's a extreme energy on the downside where it has one belief and it's fire and brimstone. And if you don't believe it, you know where you're going? Right, that fiery place. Okay, that's the downside. That's the extreme downside. Now, the upside is more, or, the addiction of a chemical or a substance or hiding or gambling or something you can't stop. It's an obsession. Scorpio has that same vibe, but this is a little bit different. This one wants to hide. So it's like being part of Weight Watchers and going to a group. Who goes to a group now? I don't know. But it's like going to Weight Watchers and saying, oh yeah, I don't understand why I can't drop the weight. I'm following the program. And then you catch them, in the back of the closet at midnight, like stuffing the cookies in their mouth. That's the downside. Now, the upside of Pisces and Neptune is your ideal vision. What do you envision for yourself, for your wealth, health, passion, purpose? What do you envision for your creative endeavor? And it can be painting the kitchen walls or planting a garden or harvesting something and saying, you know what? One year, every year for Christmas when our kid was little, we would do something different and creative, make t-shirts and send them out to the family. Or one year we grew mint. And then for Christmas, we started in October when we harvested the mint, and basically the end of September and around this time, but a little sooner, we crushed it up and I bought organic tea bag cotton, and we made tea bags, and we made our own labels. And so like there's something you can do with the completion of something, the harvesting, bringing it in, cleaning it out, donating, and looking forward to how you can create that sense of fulfillment in service. The upside of Pisces is all about service, but not at the sake of yourself. Okay? Not ever at the sake of yourself. And it's all about creativity. So if you're working on a project or you feel the need to do something different, you're going stir crazy, you want to get out of the house. Oh my God, that's how I was yesterday. And it's doing something different, yes, but you have to coordinate it with your flow. So how do you feel? And ultimately, Pisces on the high side, Neptune on the high side is a karmic energy, and it has to do with your devotion. What are you devoted to? To whom are you devoted? To what ideology are you devoted? Without the fanaticism, without the extremities. It's you're going to freeze if you're going to burn and, We don't want the extreme. What we would like to look at now is your creative options. Like my father, the double Pisces, came to me this morning and said, remind your people about the expansion through creativity. So creativity can mean a lot of things. You don't have to be an artist or a writer to be creative. You could bake something different in the kitchen. You could find a different way of communicating. You could play more. Put on music when you're cooking or cleaning. You can start to think about who you'd like to invite over and play. Literally play. If you've got kids or grandkids, you could be, playing Rummy Cube or painting, finger painting, whatever version of creativity is for you. That's what we're looking at. And it is about really discovering the power on the inside of a doorway. The full moon gives you this sense of completion, right? Or the need for completion. But then if you can imagine the full moon is a portal and you actually move through it, you're embracing the nebula. What's next? What's on the horizon? Anything is possible at this point. So now I'm going to be very systematic when I do these card readings. So I want you to come and say hello. Who's here? Let me just check in. Ricarda, afternoon, beautiful, you as well. Hey, Casey's here. Vicky, the full moon in Pisces is in my 5th house. Oh, well, romance, creativity, it's just play. Play, bounce up and down, sing a song, write a song, edit a song. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we're talking today about the full moon in Pisces and how much the ensuing humidity is evidential. Is that a word? In my hair. I need a haircut. That's what the full moon is saying. Let's find a haircut. Let's find a haircut soon. Okay, so we're going to do card readings, and I've got them. It came out a little bit unusual today, as it would in Pisces. It's always unexpected. They're fish that swim in one direction, then they suddenly go that way. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, Jesse. Jesse's here, and Vicky's here, and Shelby's here, and who else is here? Come say hello to me. Are you here? Come say hello. You know, I think, yeah. I think that's Manchester. Okay, so if you are here and you're ready, I want you to take a deep breath. We're going to do an oracle card reading. You pick your favorite, what vibes with you now on the first one. Number 1 is Colette Baron Reid, the Goddess deck. Okay, and let me show you the card from the back, not the front, because I don't want to give it away. Hang on. Okay. This is card number 1. Woohoo, card number 1. Get a vibe on it. Okay? Now what's fascinating is that 2 cards popped out. And this is card from the same deck. And this is card numero 2. Colette Baron Reid, the Goddess deck. This is number 2. Get a vibe on it. Okay, card number 3 is Universal Law of Conscious Creation. Card number 3. Or deck number 3. And number 4 is the Ilana Fairchild and Andrew Gonzalez. Oh, number 4, the Oracle. The Oracle deck. And Andrew wrote such a beautiful note to me recently. I thanked him for his work, and I have a painting in my office. And that was so kind of him. Okay, and now number 5, the fairies, of course, had to chime in. And also there are 2 cards on the fairies, but they coincide, they go together, because one highlights the other. So that's number 5. So just to get a feel for it again, let me just check in if people are just joining us. Catherine is here, and Carlene, and you may be here and not talking to me, and that's okay. Pisces full moon, sometimes people want to hide, and that's totally cool. So we're doing an oracle reading, and I want you to get a vibe on it. Again, I'm going to show you the cards one more time. I'm not, you know, some card readers can like just tilt their computer down, you can see in front. I'm not able to do that. My computer only tilts so far. So until I can figure out another way, here's what we have. Here's what we have. Hold on. All right. This is going to be, no, let me do it like this. This is number 1. Colette Baron Reid. Okay, now we have another number 1 from Colette Baron Reid. That's number 2, not number 1. That's a number 2. Get a vibe on it. I'm not going to show you the card yet. Number 3, Universal Law of Conscious Creation. Number 4, Ilana Fairchild and Andrew Gonzalez, Oracle deck. That's number 4. And number 5, the ever-present and playful fairies, Brian Froud and Jessica Macbeth. Okay, are we good to go? And if you're joining us late or in a replay, you can always watch this again. And I want you to really tune into your needs on completion during this Pisces full moon. Because once you pass through, it's like a pass-through entity. Once you let it pass through you and you complete that thing, you're ready to start something new. And so you might be thinking, well, I have to finish my taxes because, you know, it's been late, or I've got to do insurance work, or I have to work on smoothing out a relationship in my life, or I've got to work on my health and my well-being, or I need to work on that project I started months ago and I just haven't gotten to. So whatever it is you're needing to complete, what that is. And once that's out of the way, that's what these cards represent. What's the next thing for you? Okay? So if you picked card numero uno, I'm going to do this systematically. I'm going to take Nicholas Ashbow, Tower Readers, his clue. All right, this is number one. Number one, if you picked number one, the goddess deck, Ocean, generosity. Isn't she pretty? She's so happy. Generosity. And what generosity represents really is, you have more than someone. It doesn't mean give it up because you're obligated to. It means if you are feeling full, or if you have extra stuff, turn around and share it. Pass along that, those t-shirts you're never going to wear again, or whatever, something that you don't need anymore. But also, bigger than that, is allow your vibe to permeate the ethers so that you're lending generosity in as many moments as possible, because and that's evidence of releasing attachment. So when you're letting go of something, or you're saying, you know what, I want to share more. I want to put more humor into the world, or I want to put more love or compassion into the world. Or I know that the volunteer thing at the food bank, they just need an extra hand. I'm going to give them a call. Whatever it is that, if you picked card number one, you're looking at the part of you that knows it has finished completion on mastering a certain area of life. If you know that certain herbs or teas or tonics create, health and well-being, and you know someone who's not feeling so great and you've got extra, pass it on. Pass it on, because what comes then is the next best thing. And it's not saying that, you got to be generous in order to get back. And then people will say, okay, I'm just going to start giving crap away. And then, all right, what time? Is it coming yet? The thing I'm waiting for? That's not how it works. You got to give without attachment. So when you give without attachment, you're going to start to feel that sense of completion. And then that new thing comes your way. And it's very exciting, because we'll see it within the next 30 days during the next full moon cycle. Okay? That's number one. Now, number two, which flipped out of the deck and I was not expecting, is, here's number two. This is the number two reading now. Number two, numero dos, is, I'll show it to you upright first, but it came out reversed. And this is Mary of Miracles. If you picked number two reading, it is Mary of Miracles. And it's, in the book, she calls it an alignment message, because there's something a little askew. And Colette talks about recommitting to something, but working out the issues ahead of time. Like, that's part of the completion. And it's a mindset thing. It's about letting go of what you think, and especially since we're in the month of Virgo, it's the criticism for self or another person, on any level. It could be a close individual, family or friend, neighbor, or it could be someone you meet once. But in your head, there's a critical assessment of that person or their actions. So the miracle comes when you literally turn things around. This is reversed, but the miracle comes when you turn things around, and that's going to have to do with your thought process. Now remember, the brain doesn't know the difference between what's real or imagined. So if you picked number two, you're looking at having to change something about your thought process. Now, is that easily done? Welcome to Earth. No. But What you can do is some of the neuro programming techniques that I've talked about before. If you get stuck in a loop and you can't get out of that biatch, or I can't believe he did that, or when are they going to stop? When you go there, okay, get angry, be angry. But if you're thinking about it at night and you can't let it go, and you're thinking that your wellspring has run dry, I've given, and now I'm done. Okay, well, if you're giving, and you're done, and the well's gone dry, why are you not allowing? What is it about you that's not allowing prosperity, abundance, generosity, ocean, right? So you want to flip it on its head, literally, and give yourself an opportunity to be kinder to yourself, less critical, and to be more accepting. It's not always easy to do that, right? Especially now with so many restrictions in place, where people are losing businesses and jobs and their health and their well-being and their mind, their sanity. So just flip it on its head. If you picked card number 2, so that you get the miracle, and the miracle is the connection. Okay, during a Pisces full moon, when you get a card like this, when miracles is upside down, what you're really looking at is giving birth to the parts of your life that you've been so grateful for. And it's like revisiting those areas. Okay, yeah, I'm really upset about that, but I am really grateful. Okay, then focus on the gratitude. That's the mindset shift. Oh, so the exercises, the neuro exercises are when you're stuck in a loop and you can't get out, and you're just like, what you do is you clap your hands really loud 5 times, or jump up and down 5 times, or burst into song for 5 seconds. That's a pattern interrupt. It stops you in your tracks from that going down that rabbit hole. And then you switch it, turn it. It's up to you. You have to turn it around. All right. So now if you picked, is this helping? Hi, Alyssa's here, and Jody and Mindy. Okay, now if you picked Oracle deck number 3, the Universal Conscious Creation, this is your number 3 reading. Number 3. And it is inspiration. Whee! Inspiration. That's so pretty. Let me show you this up close. I almost dropped it. Okay, inspiration. It actually has a lot of green, but because I have green screen, you don't see the green. And inspiration is kind of like the ocean one of having gratitude and whatever it is that you've been asking for and let me just show you the card one more time. Whatever it is that you've been asking for and that you're waiting for and it's not coming, it's about using your creative resources, not like, hey, help me. I'm talking about internal creative resources. So get off the track. If you're working hard on getting something done and you're feeling like, I don't have it. I'm tired. I just don't have it. Okay. Full moons can have that effect on people where they're just done, right? The completion. It's the fullness. What are you done with? If you're needing inspiration, where do you typically find it? So you can start there. You can also go to places where you might say, I used to love going to card stores. I personally used to love going to card stores and just looking at cards. And so I got out of town the other day and I went to Cost Plus World Market, and the one that I went to is literally closing. So I just went through the card department. I just stood there and I thought, this is my mini vacation and I'm going to be inspired by these. And I bought a bunch of cards, greeting cards, like happy birthday or thank you cards or blank, or I even got a couple of sympathy cards because, that happens too. So I just went through all these cards and I felt so inspired when I was done. Sometimes when I'm looking for inspiration, I go to people who rescue little animals or funny things that kids do, or comedy, of course, right? So John Mulaney, Kathleen Madigan. I just look for the people who make me laugh, and then I'm inspired, especially music. I will chant, or I will look at images in my cards or out the window and just feel that sense of, oh my gosh, there's a possibility here. I'm excited. What can I do? What can I do with that feeling? So that inspiration is not just looking for it in very simple things. You don't have to spend a lot of money to be inspired. You don't spend any money to be inspired, but to be open to it. You've got to relax. Relax your body and your mind and your spirit and be open to the inspiration so that it can come to you. A lot of times spirit will speak to you and you're not listening because your mind is going over the litany of things you forgot to do yesterday, or that you can't do because of the quarantine or whatever. Does that make sense? Okay, that's number 3. Your inspiration will come. Okay, so let me just check in real quick. Hi, Jody. Oh, Jody's talking about self-sabotage in the head. Yeah, you got to jump off that track. Hi, Laura. Always a good message from you. Yes, we hope that's true. Like Rosie on the British Baking Show. She has this voice that she could be in a 1930s movie. I don't understand where it comes from, but it's amazing. Okay. Geez, the more you talk, says Judy. I feel like you're talking right to me. I am. I'm speaking right to you. Okay, now if you picked Oracle. Okay, I seriously need like a haircut during this time of heat. Well, it got cool. Oh, no, that's not attractive. That's so not attractive. Okay. Okay, it's whatever, right? I should just plaster it down and wear like a bobby pin right there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring a bobby pin, and I'm just like I used to do when I was a kid, and just like put them right there. Hi, call me Sissy. Whatever. Okay, if you picked card reading number 4, can we even see this? No, why did I write this on green stock? I don't get it. Card number 4. This is Alana Fairchild did the writing, and Andrew Gonzalez the artwork. Isn't it gorgeous? I just love him. And he's such a nice guy. We correspond. Yeah. We're tight. Not really. Okay, so, this is beautiful. This is stunning. Okay. If you picked number 4, I have the chills. Okay. This is, look at this artwork. Look at all the eggs of creation, the possibilities. Bath Cole. Bath Cole says, eschew complicated explanation as you seek the simplicity of the deepest truth of your heart. Gently but firmly cast aside that which does not resonate as being true for you. Focus on a higher spiritual perspective. Now, she is known, Bath Cole, is known as the angel and a divine oracle of true spirit. So when you're allowing yourself, and it goes on for many pages, but you have to filter. Bath Cole is asking you to filter through energy and voices and thoughts and vibrations and your point of view versus another point of view. We're in a very heated time, and Mars is going retrograde on September 9th. We're already in that vibe, and I've talked about it before. I will bring it up again next week, but this is a time of assessment. So if you picked number 4, Bath Cole, this is a healing process of getting rid of the negativity on any level. So it's really like, just look at the expression of there's no going back. You have these little eggs of potential creation and what you can do. Put yourself on a more spiritual footing when Bath Cole comes to visit, really. And what number is the card? It's number 8. So that's a high vibe. Yes, in business and money and numerology, it represents that. But it's a high vibe that has so much to do with your ability to manifest, and to manifest from a place of truth, not so much ambition. okay? Because, you know, we work with our egos. Our egos are part of us, and they tell us when to eat and when to rest and when to get something done and accomplished. But right now, this number 4, Bath Cole, is all about you seeing with a different perspective that is more enriched with spiritualism. So whatever that means to you, if you meditate, more. If you chant, more. If you paint, if you're inspired by speaking to other people and you're channeling it and you're feeling it. No, you know, if you pick number 4, and this is for anyone as well, but if you pick number 4, you know when you feel something and you know it's true for you, even though the evidence in the medical world, in the political world, in the educational world, in the intellectual world points to something different, you know when something is true for you. That's the voice of Bath Cole. Gonna end it right there. Let me just check in and say hello before we move on. Okay, now if you pick number five, you picked the fairies. Ha! They love to play. Okay, this is Brian Froud and Jessica Macbeth. Now, the first card that came out is just lovely. Now, I don't know, the writing. It's so hard to read the writing on this typeface, but it's called the Singers of Intuition. It's number 7, and that's a very spiritual number. But the Singers of Intuition are really calling to you if you pick this, and it comes with a second card. So stick around if you pick number 5. I heard a creak on my floor, and I looked, and there was no one there. I don't know what that means. The Singers of Intuition are all about intuition, right? And utilizing that voice. Well, it's very similar to number 4. But to be open, using your ability to know what's true, like I just said, but this companion card, this is what illuminates other cards. So when you pull a card in the fairy spread and this card comes out, you literally need to pull another one. Well, I didn't have to pull one because they both popped out together. So if you picked number 5, utilizing your intuition in a way that says, I'm going to get real. I'm going to be really honest. You know, the fairy energy is very magical, of course, but it's also very in your face. Like if you smell, I gave a reading to someone the other day, and I literally was playing with the fairies. They wanted to come out and play with this client. And I literally smelled like that musky, no, not musky, what was it? Wet earth and moss. And it was a card in this deck that had to do with digging in, like getting grounded in the earth. And I could smell the forest. And so when this card came out, the intuition card, the Singers of Intuition, this other guy popped up who's really cute. It's called, Oh, That Gnome. Now, he's not the guy that sits on your lawn, but he kind of looks like him. And this has so much to do with like breaking through or breaking that idea that you have that, oh no, I'm on the right track. That's what I'm doing. This is right. This is okay. This is okay. But you're ignoring what's real because the Singers of Intuition are going, la, pay attention, because you're not paying attention. And this guy's, look at his expression. I mean, like, does that say it all? It's like, damn, I thought I had it. Darn it. I took a leap, but I went too far, too fast, too quick. And this is not working out the way I want it to. How come? It's not working out the way I want it to. But yet, this is the card that shows up with it. So when you get these two, if you pick number 5, you want to retrace your steps. Now, this is a very big Mars and Aries combo right there. And it's like saying, in retrograde, Mars and Aries retrograde, it's like saying, I just want to go. Let's go do it. But it didn't work. And then you get discouraged, and then you're disgruntled. And then you get this expression like, damn, what did I do wrong? That didn't work. I don't like that. That's not fair. So that you could go into this track of thinking that has nothing to do with what you were just shown. If something doesn't work right away, you got to use your intuition. So you got to play off of both energies. And when you do, you're going to ask yourself, I wanted to do it fast because why? And really dig deep. Be intuitive about that. Be honest about that. I wanted to get going because why? Be intuitive. Be honest. Okay, if it wasn't timely and yet I was forcing the issue just to get it out there and now nothing's happening, it's just kind of floating. Now what am I supposed to do? Now you need to be open. Like some of the other cards said, but you need to be open to receiving the next most possible route. Because what you're being shown is what's impossible. And that part of you is like, okay, what do I do now? Well, you got to think new thoughts. You have to think something new in order for something new to happen. So if you were in that position with the Oh That Gnome and the Singers of Intuition, then you're being guided, but you're not listening. So back up, take a pause, dust yourself off, refocus, reframe, and then let the intuition come through so that this guy can start to feel like, oh, wait, okay, if I look back on what I just did and how I did it, I knew there was a part of me that was like, I just wanted to get it done. Or I was just so tired of waiting. Or I'm so excited. I can't wait to get it out there, a product or painting or a new job or whatever it is. So if you can give yourself the time to be a little bit more intuitive and to really trust when your body's telling you to slow down or stop, then there's more information to come through to show you the new thought, what else is possible. Does that make sense? I hope this was helpful for people. Cool. Yay. What's going on? Let me just say hello. Let me check in. Happy you tuned in as well. All right, so I'll wait. I'll have a drink. This is a 10-second delay on my my increasingly poofy hair because of the humidity. And yeah, how's everybody doing? You can watch us on a replay. If you're watching this in YouTube on a replay, please like and subscribe and click the little bell. If you're watching this on Facebook in a replay or live, please comment and share and spread the love so that I can expand my reach and help as many people as possible. And I'm also doing that on Instagram as well. I have someone posting for me. Thank you, Eleanor. And sometimes I don't actually see the replies if you're saying something, but I get to it eventually after a few days. So thank you for that. I hope this was helpful. Anybody want to chime in? Say hello. 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 Okay, well, when I come back on Thursday, and next week we're having a new roof put on, so I'm going to have to switch up my schedule for the week. But when I come back, we're going to be talking more about the Mars in retrograde and some other fun things. Hooray! You know what? Let me just show you very quickly the screenshot. Oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, the sun is in Virgo today. Well, tomorrow it will be. That's the future. We're looking at the future. There's Mercury in Virgo, a natural placement. So our thoughts are attuned to details, paperwork, the next best idea, how to get it done, how to organize the plan. But let's look at what's going on here. You see that trine, all those trines to the three big planets, the outer planets, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn, all still retrograde, showing us, well, okay, I'm going to set it up. I'm going to get ready to get going. I'm going to go back in time, retrograde, back in time, and see what worked last time so I can do that next time. Or I can start, or I can dig deeper, says Pluto, and really get rid of the crap from my closets, from my thoughts, from my emotions. I'm going to purge the back of the refrigerator. I'm going to clean it out. And then Saturn takes over. Saturn in Capricorn and says, I'm ready to set a new foundation, a new structure for success. But retrograde, it's all slowing down. We're just like waiting. Everybody's feeling like what time are we going to start living again? I'm sick of this. But okay, let's just calm down. I took some of the other planets off, so we're not focused on that right now. But as you can see, the sun, let me just grab my wand and see if I could do it that way. You see the sun in Virgo, opposite, no, I'm out of frame. Opposite Neptune in Pisces, natural placement. And so that is bringing out and that's the Pisces moon at 10 degrees tomorrow. You see that, the moon. And it's pulling on I got to finish something. I can't move on until I get this thing done. Does that make sense? I hope so. I hope that makes sense. And then we have Venus. My finger's not going to go all the way out there, but Venus in Cancer, who just wants to nurture and get quiet and calm and just let me do my thing and please don't interrupt me. And I have to figure this out, Venus in Cancer says. I just have to figure it out. Remember, the planets aren't doing this to you. This is a lot of what people are processing now, how to get through the next whatever topic or subject so that they can create that ideal vision. And the green trines are the positive aspects to, I feel inspired, or it inspires me to clean that thing or get it organized, or I did that with some paperwork yesterday. Oh my gosh, passports from like the first millennium. And then I saw, oh my gosh, my passport's going to expire. So good thing I checked. The paperwork, the details, I got to upgrade things. I've got to call the post office and, get the paperwork going and see when I can make an appointment and come in and, take a picture like this. Is it really you? Yes, it is. So whatever it needs to get cleaned up right now, this is what this full moon is about, so that you are creatively inspired to go to the next place without judgment, without questioning the motives of someone else, because we have to watch out with Mercury in Virgo. It's like, why would you do that? How come you did that? I don't understand. Well, if you don't understand, you can say, hey, listen, I don't understand. Can we talk about this so that I can understand? Will you help me? So it's like a spin on it, because anytime you begin a question with a why, it produces a defensive answer. It just does, especially with people you don't know. So think about that, okay? And in the meantime, just find that moment to get quiet, to get calm, to be inspired. And water is going to be huge. So drinking more water, taking showers, baths, pools, ocean, sprinkler, running through the sprinkler on the lawn, whatever, a bird fountain, clean it out, rejuvenate, refresh the water in and around your world. And then that's going to help you as well. All right, folks, I will be back on Thursday, same bat time, same bat channel. Be sparkly, be present, and as always, I wish you peace. Thank you.